everybody! Welcome back to Waking Up with Kandy, where we share spiritual awakening stories with one another in resonance and sharing our wisdom and what we've learned thus far. So today we have such a special guest. We have Deanna, Crystalline Vibes, and she is a benevolent, galactic, heart-centered channeler. She's a mama. She's so beautiful. She's heart-centered. She is just a beautiful light being just like you. So stay tuned. Thank you for joining us. And I see that she's here. We're going to hear her spiritual awakening story thus far and just chit-chat in our safe, beautiful bubble space. So let's see. Let's request her. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm feeling that like residual high energy. Thank you, Dara. Hi. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, you're such a freak. Just kidding. Hi.
Hi, Kandy. How are you?
Good. How are you? You look so pretty.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. So are you. Is it a sweater or is it a shirt?
It's a dress.
Oh, even better.
I'm like showing you like it's a dress here. Like that's how you know it's a dress.
I love it. I love it.
I'm so hilarious. Okay, so welcome. Oh my God, I'm so happy that we found our hearts together and that you're brave enough and courageous enough to come on and share your story and who you are. Just, in an hour, it's going to go by so fast, but just to share pieces of yourself with us as we learn from each other. I think it's so important, and I'm so honored to have you. So thank you so much again.
Thank you for having me, Kandy. I know I feel like we're total soul sisters. I don't even know when we started talking on Instagram. We're just like, hey, oh my God, what's up? And then it was just like one thing after another. And we've had this like 1 minute audio relationship with each other. Like we press like the audio and we're like, hey, blah, 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 all this stuff about the universe. And by the way, you look great today, like whatever, So it's been really fun to get to know you that way. But it's great to finally meet you. Like, face to face.
I know. Oh my God. I know. I'm like trying not to I honestly I fan out like with every single one of the people that I have on, not even that I have on, that I talk to, like, as you know, and I just have to focus, but I'm just a fan of everybody that's shining their light.
I was thinking about that in the shower today. Not that I was thinking about you in the shower, but I was thinking about this moment and I was like, because you hold this energy and this light for people and you believe so strongly in the gifts that they possess and you create that really safe and open space for them to express that. Like, these stories are amazing, Kandy. They really are. So everybody go check out other awakening stories and then sign up for one to do with Kandy, because this is awesome. Like, we all have been awakening on this journey for so long, I feel like, or for me at least. Mm-hmm. And I know people are just jumping on that bandwagon, and it's a really fun one, but it's a really difficult one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you're like, how did I get this far? And like, how much farther am I going to go? And so for all of us to kind of be sharing these stories is like really connecting. Like, we're not alone in this. We all believe in the same thing. We have these different versions of what they're how they look and how they feel to us. But at the core of it, it's all really just love. And it's not this like romanticized love. It's not this like dreamy love. It's this real, like tangible, vibrational frequency that you can catch on to and you can ride it like the waves of the ocean. And so, see, now I'm starting to channel, girl.
Ooh,
see what you got me doing?
Oh my God, I literally felt, I'm like, my work is crazy, everything, so I'm feeling super buzzy. Your words, you pulled directly from me, everything, and just calmed it all down. That was so beautiful, and 100%. I agree.
No, that's, again, thank you for holding this space for us right now and for other people to join. And I see some people that I've been talking to on Instagram, like, hey guys, what's up? Like, You know, like I feel like for the first time in my entire life, I'm showing up in my authenticity and like who I am, and it's fucking weird. And I'm like
Awesome.
really so in love with it, and it's hard too. It's
Mm-hmm.
really hard to go through this ascension process. It's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like love, 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 like right? It's fucking hard, but it's wonderful all at the same time. And so I know I'm supposed to talk about my awakening experience,
Oh,
but at the
yeah.
same time, I feel like I've been awakening since, you know, as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
And the huge turning point for me in my awakening journey, I've always been a rebel. I was a
Mm-hmm.
punk rocker in high school. Like I have always been anti the system, but now I've like learned to like ease that side of myself and like come into it with love. And so my awakening really like was sparked by a domestic violence experience over a span of 10 years. So I have always known deep in my heart that I was going through that for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And not to like advocate for domestic violence, it's a terrible thing, but I had to own it, Kandy. I had to own it. I was in it for 10 years, and it was like out of a movie, really bad. That should not happen to anybody.
But that was your catalyzing.
That was my catalyst. That
Mm-hmm.
was, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
clear the distortions. Hell yeah. Like that's what we're going through, and we've got to give ourselves more credit. We've
Yeah.
got to give ourselves more credit, you know. And I always go back. I don't always go back to that place anymore. I try to stay away from that place, but that was my awakening experience, was domestic violence. And I learned so much about myself through that process. And I remember in 2012 when like the world was supposed to like end in like the Mayan calendar, and I was so stoked, you guys. I was like, it's fucking happening. And then it was like, oh, okay, nothing happened. Now what? What do we
Oh.
do? What do we do? And so I was introduced to The Secret from like a coworker, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, she was into like astrology and she was into like dream interpretation. She blew my mind. I came from like this Christian world, and then I got into this domestic violence relationship, and then I was like, spirituality is like introduced to me. I'm like, okay, let's do this. This sounds fun. So like I pick
Yeah.
up The Secret, and it changed my world, you know, and now I know there's so much more than just that. I don't
Oh,
even want to
yeah.
manifest stuff anymore because like things, it's not about manifesting money for me anymore. It's really not.
Mm-hmm.
It's
No.
about manifesting new earth. It's about manifesting the love that we hold vibrationally within ourselves, that we can tap into at any given moment that we choose. As long as we
Mm-hmm.
come back into that stillness, into that place inside of ourselves, and just give ourselves more time. Just give ourselves more one-on-one time. And we start imagining what new earth looks like for me, for you,
Yeah.
because your experience and your perspective is actually the only one that exists.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is, you can move it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still learning that, guys. It's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
I'm still like, I was in pain today. Guess what? I have no pain right now. You know why? Because I'm connected. I have been suffering with like major activation, like neck pains. I've been lying on the floor. I've been using Billy's like method of like coming into my body and telling my body I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to abandon it no more, because this time we're going to make it out together. We're going to make it
Mm-hmm.
out together,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And that's
Yeah.
so amazing. So, long story short, if I can go from domestic violence and about to
Mm-hmm.
lose my life,
Mm-hmm.
lose my life on multiple occasions. That was the world. That was the vibration that I held for myself. If I can come
Mm-hmm.
out of that rubble and come back up with fire, Lordy, everyone else can too. Absolutely, 100%. Like you can do it. You can get past all of it. You can move through it. You can move mountains. All that stuff, I don't know what anybody's background is, but
Mm-hmm.
that religious stuff, like, yeah, it's a bunch of garbage, but there's some truth. There's a core of truth in all those stories, all those religions, all those cultures. There's that one core truth. And when we start to reel that in for ourselves and stop trying to regurgitate it onto everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
that's the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's the day it changes. That's the
Mm-hmm.
day it flips.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exciting. Get excited about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is my ascension. Like, people are waking up, but like, we're also ascending at the same time. And you all need to understand that. You're not just awakening, you are ascending. If you are here right now going through this process and you choose to stay, you are ascending. Please give yourself credit.
Yeah.
Please give yourself credit for that. You chose this. You chose it.
I think some people don't realize that we're in it. We're all in it right now, even though they're not, then maybe not aware of it or not. I mean, you know, whatever their choosings are of reality and if they want to ascend or not.
That's the beauty of it, though. I was driving today and my guides were like, guess what? They were like, there's so many people that aren't on this hype. This spiritual hype that you're on, they're not on it. But it doesn't mean that their vibration is not attuning higher.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Definitely.
They're not on the same path that we are, but we are holding that space for them and they are catching it.
Mm-hmm.
They're grabbing onto it in the air. They don't even know why, because we believe in it. Because it's bigger than a belief. I don't like beliefs. It's bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a truth.
Mm-hmm.
We just keep holding that truth for ourselves. Like, who cares about the money? Who cares about all this stuff and everything? And I'm letting go of all that stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just hold on to the dream, man. Let's hold on to that because it's working. And the crystalline grid right now is supporting that energy. My guides have been telling me for us to imagine into new earth just playfully in your imagination. What is it going to look like? What is it going to feel like?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How are people going to react? How are they going to interact? What would a perfect utopia look like? Start thinking about it. Start breathing into it. Start writing it down. Do whatever you have to do, but live into that.
Creating that bridge.
Exactly. It's you, it's me, it's everybody here. We're the ones propelling it forward, not just the light workers, but we have a step above people that aren't in this awakening process in the full entirety of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're just holding that. We're just holding it. We're not better than them. We're not below them. We're all equal. We're just holding it. And whoever chooses to like catch on will. And that's the beauty of all of this. We don't have to try so hard. We don't have to try so hard.
I know. Oh my
right?
gosh. And it's for you going through that, like you said, your awakening it's the longest, I mean, as far back as you can remember. And really, when you really think about it, from the moment we're born, we have our guides, we have our higher selves, our oversouls, you know, all around us are magical creatures nudging us, giving us hints and clues and messages and synchronicities along the way. And it's then just one day we just wait, what? And we think, and then we start to now unravel the truths of who we are. So it's so beautiful. And so then in that process, you went through your discernment times, you know, you went through this.
Still am.
Right.
Still am.
Oh, yes. I'm always going to be learning too. And as we go through it, we're learning and we're teaching, we're helping each other because we're in it together. And oh, so beautiful. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm like coming down off of all of that. But like, that's what this feeling, this space, and this fire that I'm feeling right now, like, is available for everybody. It's available for everybody. And that's my point. That's my mission. That's what it's always been about. This isn't something special. This isn't something that, you know, is not tangible for you. Yes, like the movie Avatar, that is correct. I love that movie. That's what my guides, if you guys have been watching my channels on YouTube, then you might start seeing or hearing the theme that they have lately. And it's really more about getting the collective to remember that they have these gifts, no matter where you're at on your spiritual journey, and no matter how many times you trip and fall, you are worthy of the glory of God.
Mm.
And let's remove all religious, I'm going to do that right now. Remove all religious like vibrations from that. You are worthy of the glory of God because that is who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you get to do this stuff. You get to channel. And if that scares you, then you get to be a healer. And if that scares you, find out what it is that you really love to do. And it doesn't have to be a healer. It doesn't have to be a channeler. It doesn't have to be a psychic, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
My guides have been showing me New Earth and showing me how people are truly going to come into the heart of their passions. Like, it's just going to click for you guys. It really is. Just keep coming into your stillness and your meditation, and you're not going to have to figure out what your gift is. It's going to be presented to you. You just have to keep coming to your guidance and your higher self and asking for it. And not worrying about it. Just come into that meditation. Come into that place where you feel maybe just a little bit better. And that's all it takes. And you just baby step your way there. And when people start living into their passions, think about that. What kind of world would that create? How would that tip the economy? What change would that start pushing forward on a fast track? And if we have all these intergalactic beings and angel beings and light beings that are surrounding our planet right now to support us, with the support of the crystalline grid that you and I and all y'all here put down in your sleep, if that's happening right now, you guys, please use your imagination for the good. Please use your imagination for the light. Please use your imagination for New Earth and what that looks like, because that's how we push it forward.
100%. And that comes from your heart. That comes from your heart. You imagining it, you tapping into that fire, like you said, tapping into those passions, what you love to do, and just pushing that forward. So what are some things that you can recommend, or that you can tell somebody that's like, I don't know, like, how do I tap into this fire? Like that you said, it's available to all of us. Like, how, like, I know what you're saying, follow my guidance, but like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Well, first I'll start off by saying I was right in your shoes. I knew all the spiritual lingo. I have been doing meditation, law of attraction. I've been doing all the things and then some. Like, trust me, I was there. And I've always loved meditating. I really do. And I started getting better at it. And I started feeling this small sway in my body when I would meditate. And I remember Abraham Hicks. Love Abraham Hicks. She was like, Esther, like, guided me into a lot of this. I never thought I'd be a channeler, but I was obsessed with her and Abraham and the whole thing. And, I forgot what I was saying. But anyway, tapping into it.
There.
I remember that Abraham would always talk about your inner being. And I was like, inner being, like, what is that? I want to know what that is. Like, I want to feel that. And there's a moment when you practice your meditation, you just don't have any expectations to feel anything other than a little bit better. And you start to feel that small vibration.
The swaying.
The swaying. And there's something right in here that goes up and down the spine. Well, that's your kundalini. That's your chakra system. That's everything starting to activate, open up. Feel into that, and if you don't feel it, oh well. But if you make that your practice, and that's all I did. I gave up on my spirituality. Remember, Kandy, I told you we had the same experience. I gave up on spirituality. I threw it in the trash. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Like, we were like around the same time. Was it 2008, 18, 19?
Oh,
somewhere in there. I just tossed it out the window and I said, F this, F the law of attraction. Even though I was manifesting stuff, guys. I manifested a whole bunch of checks. I manifested a car. I manifested prizes. I manifested all over the place, but it wasn't ever good enough. I was like, I'm still broke. So I was like, screw all of this. I lived in Southern California and it's super like all about material. And I was just over it. I was over the material world. And I said, fuck spirituality. If this is what it's about and this surface bullshit, I don't want any part of it anymore.
Yeah.
And then something, clicked inside of me and propelled me forward. And I started digging back in and started going down the little rabbit hole. And I was led back to the energetic alchemist and that's where everything fast tracked for me. Crystal, yeah. And she really helped me kind of fine tune a couple more things before I was able to kind of come into the full realization of who I was. So how do you connect for yourself? You got to find the people. You got to find your healers. I'm not saying, like, I do Reiki, yes. I'm going to be certified in BQH. Great. I'm not saying I'm your healer. And I don't like that. I mean, it's fine, but I don't consider myself a healer. I consider myself an energy worker. But that's neither here or there, It's more about you got to find your person. That's where we're also going to start connecting the community into New Earth. You're just going to have this drive and this knowing of, like, your discernment and knowing who to go to. You don't just go to any Reiki healer. You don't just go to any hypnosis therapist. You don't do that. You go into your meditation. You ask the question, I need this, where do I go? And then you leave it at that. And you ask for little signs, like, if it's supposed to be this, like, show me a butterfly. And if it's supposed to be that, show me a frog. You can do that, guys. You can do that. You can use specifics. Your guides love specifics.
Yeah. So then you're able to, and you can even ask too, show me in a clear way that I would understand. Yeah. And butterfly, or like, show me here. Exactly. It's so fun. And they're unlimited amount of ways that they can communicate with you. When you're tapping in, because they're always communicating, always. You're not looking it.
So funny thing is, I had a manifestation. So that's what I love to manifest now, is like signs from my guides. I'm like, I think that's amazing. That's so much fun. And it's easier to do, guys. It's easier to manifest signs from your guides that will lead you to the decisions that you need to make that will support your abundance, rather than trying to manifest the money. I love manifesting, but we can redirect our focus and we can have fun with it. And then we actually start tapping into our guidance, and then we don't have any wild questions or doubts about ourselves anymore, because we just keep tapping into the place where the answer is there for us individually. So
our inner knowing and our inner truth. May that be the guide, because there's so much, we rely a lot of times, or, before we were relying so much on external. And yes, you're like, find the person. And it's not that, because I said, don't rely on external, but then, find the person.
There's co-creation in that. There's co-creation in that.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
That's different. And that person is going to, or should, I feel, connect you ultimately to yourself.
Yep.
How to turn inward in yourself, listen to yourself, connect to yourself, connect to your higher self. And so then you bloom.
Exactly. And that's where that gift of discernment comes in. If that person isn't helping you look inward, might not be a good fit. You've got to go inside. You've got to find the people and the healers and all those things that help you look inside and deal inside. And they hold that space for you, because that's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. That's all we're ever doing. It's holding the light, holding the space. So you've got to connect with people that you resonate with. And if you have any twinge of doubt during the process, you either need to look at yourself and say, okay, is this me? Or say, okay, no, I don't resonate here anymore. And
that's okay.
And you can grow out of your healers. You can grow out of your gurus. I hate that term, but you know what I mean.
Or anybody you follow or resonate
with. Exactly. You are allowed to grow out of that, and you're supposed to. And so any mentor, healer, any person, guide that you have, that you connect with and helps you along your ascension journey, they should be willing to let you go and let you fly, and that should be their intention. So that's a good way to help you, like, discern how can you connect into this place for yourself. I did Reiki I didn't even know what it was. I just was kind of guided, and I needed a massage. That's what it was. So I needed a massage, and and she did Reiki, and I was like, what the hell is Reiki? And I was like, can you do it? It was the best thing, changed my life, and I love her to death. I don't see her anymore, but it was such a crucial point of my awakening journey to help me open up my chakra system, So, I wanted to say manifestation. So I manifested a group of butterflies. My guides were telling me a bunch of things, and they were like, to confirm this message, we'll show you butterflies. And I was like, yeah, but I see butterflies everywhere. And they're like, yes, you're right. So we will show you a group of butterflies. And I was like, okay. And so I like go on my day, and I'm like doing my thing. And I never go on Facebook. I really hate Facebook, but I opened it up, and like on my feed, I follow somebody who channels Yeshua, and she's wonderful, Pamela Cribb, Kribb. She's amazing. Her energy is amazing, and she really does channel the true essence of Jesus. So there was this picture that they made. It was a group of butterflies, and like hands out like this, and a group of butterflies around it. And I was like, boom! Like, your guides are always there. And it can be the most cheesy. This picture was cheesy, by the way, and it made it even better. But it's like, look to manifest in that way. You're going to have so much more fun, and then you're going to manifest your abundance out of that. Because then you start to see, I can fucking do this shit. I am connected. I do have guidance. Fuck all y'all. Like, don't tell me what to do. Like, I got this. You know, you start to step in.
Yes.
The spiritual authority, you all have it. You all have it. We all have it.
Yeah, it's the programming and the conditioning of self-doubt.
Yeah.
You know, not good enough. I'm crazy. That's not true. It's bad. This is not real. But yeah, you start tapping into your sovereignty and your truth, and it all just lines. And you know what, Deanna, it really is so true. It's so fun and so exciting that when you can connect with these little synchronicities, and you ask your guides for something, or you ask a question, or you go into meditation and it comes to you, and you're like, oh my gosh, like you want to tell a million people, but really it's just really for yourself. I mean, but it's so amazing. It's so amazing. So I mean, I know we have so many stories, and then if it's not real, or if we're not connected, or if we don't have the support, then how do you explain all that? You know, it's constant reminders. It's so beautiful.
Exactly. And those are the baby steps. Those are the little things to rejoice in. And I always want like people to know, like sometimes I think people are like, oh, you're so gifted, and you're so this, and you're so that, and like, oh, and I'm like, man, do you know how many times I lose my shit during the day? Like, I'm all for the light, you guys, but like, I'm still figuring it out.
You're a human being. You're a spirit being having this human experience.
Yeah. And it's freaking great. But it's, you know, it's not all like rainbows and sparkles. And because it's not all rainbows and sparkles makes it that much more like rewarding and delicious once you tap into your guidance and you tap into that energy, and you feel yourself get into your vibration will go from happiness to like joy to love to like, and then you get into exhilaration, and you feel yourself being escalated and like elated, and then you're like into like this exalted spiritual realm. Like that's when you hit a different dimension, and you're like, oh shit, like I didn't know I could be here. And all I'm doing when I'm doing that, I'm like, but I can feel myself in another world. And let me tell you, you can travel anywhere you want to go. You can do anything you want to do. And I'm still getting used to remembering how to do that. So it's like this ever evolving thing. Like I get to go to different places and build different worlds and build different things. And I never thought I'd be able to do that. I would hear about people saying things like that, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe I'm just not spiritual enough. Like I'm kind of intuitive, but I'm not like them, you know? And it was just like all that old programming, like throw it away. Just get rid of it. It's not true. Again, if I can come from domestic violence to like channeling galactic beings and hanging out with different angelic beings and realms, like if I can do that, anybody can do it. And not no, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and find yourself through the darkness into your heart, into the light. And knowing truly, as we talked, what the love frequency, the high heart frequency that we talk about, That,
Yeah.
of course, when they say love, it's like, okay, whatever.
What does that
love.
mean?
But it's just it's a vibration, it's a feeling.
Yeah.
It's beauty. It's just,
Yep.
and you know that, and you found yourself there. And what a beautiful story. And I'm sure you're grateful for how your journey landed you, because it was it helped you get to where you are now. You're able to help others that were in similar situations that you were in.
Yeah.
You found your strength through it. I mean, nobody wishes to go through certain, but the experience really brought you forward.
I couldn't see it in the moment. I'll give it that. In the moment, I cursed God over and over. Over and over. How could you do this to me?
Yeah.
If you're real, how could this happen to me?
Yeah.
I'm a good person. Like, how could any of that happen to me?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be beat up. What is going on? But the more I reflect, I have so much joy in like reflecting on all of that now, because I see it. I see it from the higher perspective.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, that had to happen. Yes, I made those decisions. Yes, I held that vibration. Yes, I had to heal myself. And by going through all that, I have this deep, deep empathy for humanity. Because I understand. I understand how hard it is to be a human being. But I also remember what it's like to be connected with the light, and feeling into that oneness of all that is. And it's amazing.
I feel it.
Yeah, you just gotta grab it. It's, that's why I appreciate church, and I appreciate religions for what they are. If you go to a Baptist church, you see them like grabbing stuff in the air. They're feeling the Holy Spirit. It's all the same thing. It's the light. Like, allow the light to penetrate your life, your being, and let it lift you. Let it take you up. Let it
surrender.
Become you. Yeah, surrender. That's what this is. There's a lot of talk in the spiritual community about killing the ego. The ego is what manifested you into the physical, and you have to give it credit. Now it's time to surrender the ego and marry it with the light. That's what this is. This is a coming together, and the two shall become one. That is a real thing.
I agree.
From where we are in our human perspective and the perspective of God is going to come together. And it's going to be this beautiful evolution. It's going to be glorious. And we're all going to feel it at the same time. And we're going to look in each other's eyes just like we are right now. But you're going to see your neighbors and strangers down the street. And we're all going to know. We're all going to know. It's going to be amazing. We're all going to have that trust. We're all going to have that knowing. We're all going to, and some of us more than others. I do have to say that, like, my guides showed me a lot about New Earth, and there's a lot that I haven't channeled because everyone's not ready for it. But there's a lot going on, and all I can say is it's really good. It's really good. So just hold that high vibration and give your grace when you're not. When you're low, I was on the floor today, guys. I was like, I'm in so much pain. And now I'm sitting here, no pain. Why? Because I'm connected. I know I said it already, but it's like, that's the truth of it, right? We got to get ourselves into that higher place, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. And guess what? It doesn't take anything. You can just sit there, and it's free. You don't have to do. It's all within you. You don't have to manifest anything. You just sit there, and you receive it. And I know it's not so easy for everyone, depending on where your vibrational set point is. And there are tools, there are resources, there are people, and there are programs out there right now in the spiritual community that help you lift yourself into the next vibrational set point. And that's all you got to concentrate on, is like, let me feel a little bit better. A little bit better. Step by step.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah. And then we're just holding our hands together, one by one light worker at a time, one human in between a light worker, and we're just like walking up the stairs to our ascension. That's what they've been telling me.
Rippling out.
Exactly. So,
oh my gosh, I'm gonna ask you so many questions in the DMs about the stuff that you haven't shared about 5D and everything.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
Yeah.
Slide into her DMs. Okay, so hold on. I want to really ask this because I told you I'm like, your flow is so good, and I never want to interrupt anybody. But
Sorry.
I really think no, it's so beautiful. I just like can sit here and just listen. I'm just so curious, and I would really like to ask, like, do you do any? Oh yeah, if we could talk about protections. If you do any shieldings or protections or cleansing daily, or like you have anything, or maybe sometimes. Yeah, maybe you could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that, my guides always work with me on, but right now it's been a lot stronger because energies are shifting and moving so rapidly right now, and the light is coming in so heavy that it's causing, the counteraction, right? So that's where you see the news and the media and all the chaos and the different viruses that are popping out of nowhere, and you're like, what the hell's going on? You got to protect yourself against that. And I hate using the word protection because there's nothing that's going to get you, right? But what you do need to do is hold yourself in a sacred space, right? You are still in the third dimension or in the fourth dimension. And sometimes you get to the fifth dimension, and some of us get higher than that. But most of the collective is still below that line. So in order to hold the light for somebody else and also for yourself, you need to create that sacred space around your etherical body. It is important. It is a part of establishing your Merkaba, your light body, right? And so you need to keep that sacred for yourself and for others. So yes, you can do anything to protect yourself. You don't need a crystal. You don't need a spell. You don't need anything. You just need yourself and the power of your own thoughts and a little bit of imagination. And you can draw a golden egg around yourself. You can do a crystal pyramid around yourself. You can do a bunch of twinkling lights. Do something that's light and happy. Even though it seems like, fairiness and, some people aren't into that. I get that. My favorite color is black. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love the dark side of things too, but you do have to bring in the light physically with your imagination and your third eye around your body. And you can just do that daily. Or anytime, go ahead. Anytime that you're feeling like heavy or something's going on, just keep surrounding yourself with that light. That's all.
Imagination, intent, and belief. That's all you need. Just know that it's there. And doing what you want it to do, and then that's it.
Exactly. It is there. You don't have to see it. There's so much that happens on the unseen levels. My husband and I were talking about this last night. It's like, okay, if you see a dog, you're walking your dog, they're sniffing everything. They smell vibrational waves that you can't even conceptualize with your senses. Do you understand that? It is the same basis of rules and laws on why you can't see spirits or why you can't whatever. You don't have that sensory experience attuned high enough to be able to tap into that. Not yet anyways. You will. Yes, the armor of God, absolutely 100% all day. It is the armor of God. That's all it is. Whatever it means to you. If it's the armor of God, if it's a light, if it's a this, it doesn't matter. You just have to know that that is from God and that is around you and protecting you, and that's what gives it the power. Right? It's that easy, and our people in the third dimension don't want us to remember that. They don't want it to be easy. So they told you it was hard. It's not hard. Just be the light. Just surround yourself with light. And then when you're not, again, when you're on the floor, or you feel like shit, or you've lost your shit, know that you're worthy of the glory of God, period. And say, okay, whatever. I come back into your alignment. Come back into your stillness. That's what Jesus did, right? I feel like we have some people that are from the Christian background, and so am I. But it's like, love over fear. Hell yeah. Like, Jesus did the same things. He said we would do greater things than he did. Isn't that fun and exciting and amazing? Let's do it, guys. What are we waiting for? Let's do miracles. Let's bring Christ back down. Let's invite Christ back into our hearts and become the Christ consciousness. Let's do that. By right here. It's right here. There's nothing else that you need. If you are still living and breathing, you have a heartbeat, guess what? You have the power to tap into God, which is you.
The source, love, the love light source within you.
Yeah. 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 Imagine.
I mean, it's just like you said, it's been so dimmed and ingrained to dim and no, and, you know, don't go there. And it's opposite of, you know, the inversions are
they're
everywhere.
Every which way and every different level. But you know what the great part about the energy that we're moving into right now is that they just won't be able to survive anymore. That consciousness no longer has reign. They did, sure. And what you're seeing today is old news, right? It's old news. What you were seeing on the media today is their last efforts. You know, and even if it gets wild, guys, even if it gets wild and turbulent, hold on. Hold on, because when we hold on to that, we're so much more powerful. We don't have to speak a word. We don't. We can just sit in our silence and come into our connection. That's it. That's all we have to do. And it seems too easy, because it is. And then everything will be revealed to you in those spaces. They really will. You know, I know a lot of people have been coming to me for like advice or like things, and I'm always willing to help those who help themselves. But at the end of the day, you got to come into your own connection, because I can't answer the questions that are meant to come from your higher self.
Yeah.
I can do it a little bit, and so can other people for you, and that's fine. But you have the connection of your higher self, and it is so close. The veil is so thin, you guys. It's just
thin. A moment away. It's just a moment, a tap, a click away.
Exactly. Exactly. So you get to know that you get to go there at any time. And the more you tap into it, the easier it becomes. And the easier it becomes, the more you do it. And the more you do it, the more other people catch on. And the more other people catch on, that's when we tip the scales. That's when it all happens. That's when the show goes down. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be so beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Get me so fired up. Oh my gosh. Deanna, okay.
More conversations like this.
More.
You know,
it just really reminds. It's so funny. I just saw Kaylin, a Lightworker's Journey here on Instagram. She had a live.
I love her.
Oh my gosh, she's freaking amazing. This is like, it's just like a continue on her conversation. Like, let's go. Like, what? Like, okay. Like, you know, just fire. Just, okay. So yes, more conversations like this. So I'm so grateful. See how this comes out, because it's needed to be said.
Absolutely.
People need to see this and step into themselves. You know, as we're moving forward. I do want to really quick tap into your BQH certification. If you can, like, just let us know, like, you know, a little bit, what is that, and when are you going to be certified? I'll make sure to put it all in the, like, description, but super excited about that for you.
Yeah, I am hoping you'll be my first client, because so BQHB, or wait, I always get it mixed up. I'm so dyslexic, I swear. It's like one of my humanisms. I'm like BQH, BHQ, Beyond Quantum Healing. It's essentially a free-flowing past life regression hypnosis therapy. And it's, you know, I know there's a lot of different methods out there. They're all great. They all work. It's one of those things that you have to resonate with. This one resonates with me. You know, we work on the quantum field, which is what most of them do anyways, but it will help you heal your past lives. But you know what, guys? we're coming out of that. So there's a little bit to be done, but let me tell you all, you don't have to heal too much more of your past. Like you do, but we can start moving forward. We can't keep getting caught into the cycle of the past and healing the past, because there's a lot of things we did in the past, right? In our past lives. It's not our human responsibility to go to all of them. We have other versions of ourselves, like on different dimensions in our soul, that are dealing with other past lives. So that's the good thing to know that, like, okay, I don't have to heal all of them. So you can use Beyond Quantum Healing to go into those past lives. And once you really start to heal all that up, then you can start to elevate yourself into the higher realms and start meeting your spirit guides, your angels. You can meet shamans. You can meet whoever. Natural creatures, fairies.
Your higher self.
Higher self, which is, I didn't meet my higher self in my first session. I met my guides. I met Enoch. And let me take that back. Yeah.
That's why okay, beautiful. Okay.
Yes. So I met Enoch. But I actually met Enoch and Ita before that session, but I didn't believe that. I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was like hearing voices and like things were talking to me, and I was really just losing my spiritual marbles. And so I had this session set up, and I met Enoch, and I was just like, I was channeling him. And ever since then, that opened the floodgates for me and my channeling, and I've been channeling ever since. And, it's not to say that like everyone's going to become a channeler after it. That's not, the intention of, that's not everybody's soul path and journey. But people get so many questions answered there, because where are we taking you in that quantum healing? The equilibrium. That's where we go. We go into that 0 point energy space of creation, where there is no confusion. It's all clarity. And you can travel to any part of the multiverses as you please. And you can connect to any part of yourself or your galactic family or your star family, however you like to call them. You have access to that through these types of hypnosis and past life regression therapies and, Beyond Quantum Healing. So that's really like my heart is, I want to work with people who are ready. I want to work with people who are ready for the next step up in their evolution and their ascension. And no offense, but I'm really not here to help people wake up in to their ascension. There's a lot of people and resources that are available to wake up.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm working with people who are in like the very, very active ascension part of their journey. So, not that there's any like good or bad or up or down. I hate talking about things in levels, but it's just like, this is the group that I'm supposed to serve. Exactly. Yeah. So, I should be certified in it like at the end of the year, but I'm going to give myself some time to process all this. So I'm going to say February as of right now is when I should have it up and running. I want to get some practice in. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yay. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. So if anybody is listening and they are on this call or whatever on YouTube, on Instagram, and they really feel moved by this and they really feel like they are moving the next part of their ascension and they've done a lot of the healing work, like, I am going to be taking a few people like for free and doing these sessions for them. So it gives me, practice, and it gives you a wonderful healing experience for you to be able to elevate yourself into that equilibrium space and be able to connect with your higher self and whoever else you want to connect with. So
beautiful. That's so nice. Yes, beautiful. Whoever's ready for that.
Whoever's ready.
In that stage, right? For the next level.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I think it's amazing. Like literally just it just catapults you in knowing, in going there and in knowing the possibilities. It really just catapults you further into your ascension and connecting to your dimensionalness.
Yeah, you got to connect to that multidimensionality because it is dope. Let me tell you. You will never want to come back to the third dimensional realm that you were used to. It is amazing. And everyone is going to feel this, and I can't wait for more souls to really wake up to this and remember this energy and within themselves, and how to move mountains, guys. Like, really start to move energy and do some miracles and do some really cool shit. Like, are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah. Like, it's happening, and everything is supporting you right now. So you just gotta remember that, believe in that. Yeah.
Yes. God, you're so on fire. Oh my God, I don't want it to end. Is there anything else you want to say, or any advice? I mean, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm like,
she's ready.
I have so many questions. She's ready.
I know. She's ready. I love it. 222 has been my number. Like, I go back and forth with numbers all the time. I play around with different numbers, and like lately 222 has been like my jam. But yeah, so I love it. Advice, final words.
Anything upcoming energies you want to share? I know you did just post a channeling, and
it's a birthday. That's dope. Oh, channeling. Yeah, I did just post a channeling.
Your YouTube page, which is on YouTube as well.
Yeah, the last one that I just posted, you guys. So if this does resonate with you, then, and you think you're ready, then go watch that video, because it is so highly activating. It's put me on the floor. And I know that sounds bad, but it's like, it really has been leveling me up, but that's also inviting a lot of things for me to purge. And if it's that highly activating for me, like, I'm the one who channeled it. Like, I sat through the channel, I did it, and I honestly, I put it on repeat for myself because it's still activating me. I usually listen to my videos on repeat until it's done activating. For me, and that's just me. That doesn't have to be for everybody. But my point is if you go and watch that video, it is a Merkaba light body activation. It will activate your light body, so get ready. It will be the beginning stages probably for you, unless you've already actively been doing that. But it will open up your chakras. You will feel the energy move within you. And if you don't feel it within you in that moment, it will come in the next few days. So stay hydrated, rest, ground, meditate, and make sure you're getting out and moving your body, even if it's just a little bit, because if you watch this video, it is very intense in a very good way. And then I also met a new guide in that channel. I met her right beforehand. Yeah, I was channeling beforehand. When I channel off camera, I get a lot more information. A lot of the information is never recorded. It like prepares me for the channels. But I met her, and her name is Criselda. I can never say their names correctly. I'm so bad at pronunciating things. But she even corrects me.
Sounded nice to me.
Yeah, Criselda, sorry. And she even corrects me in the channel. It's kind of like trippy. I'm like, oh, she is like, so she's a part of like a soul sister energy, like a true like sister energy she's on the 8th dimensional level. So she'll be sending 8th dimensional frequencies to you in this activation. It's intense. It's a roller coaster. So get ready. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways.
And this is the last one, most recent one that you have posted on your YouTube, right?
It is the most recent one, and it's going to be the most recent one on my link tree to my Instagram. So it's the top channel. It's the top video.
Okay, good. I'll put it all in the description. But yeah, if you want to go to her page, and yeah, she has a link tree, and she has some good stuff in there to check out, and definitely go follow her, go subscribe to her, whatever you want to do. I mean, like, that's weird for me. I know, right?
Whatever resonates with you.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Be here in the now, whatever that means for you.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who stuck around. I know lives can be kind of like, I don't have time for this. And I get that. But I appreciate you, Kandy. I appreciate you putting this out there and putting this energy out there. I think it's really important for us to all start talking about our awakening journeys and what's going on, and having more positive, high vibrational conversations around it. to really get that momentum going. So yeah, thank you all for staying. Namaste.
Thank you everybody.
Thank you, Kandy.
So much love was poured into all the comments in the chat.
Yes,
and
thank you
from
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deanna. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sister. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, talk to you soon.
So beautiful.
Love you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.